Hello, my name is Abe, and welcome back to Enter the Gungeon. Last run, we purposefully skipped the oubliette and the Abbey just to kind of see what would happen. Picked up Lament Configurum, didn't get a whole lot of payouts out of it. Picked up two different ways of having infinite keys with the Chillin key and the AK-47. And we had an okay run once we picked up the Heroine, and we actually had like a good damage dealing weapon. I mean, the Pox Cannon's okay, but maybe in the late game, the Pox Cannon does get a little bit outclassed too quickly, potentially. It was a good run, all things considered, and I kind of want to do the same thing on this run. I kind of want to skip the Abbey and the oubliette and see what kind of a run we can get, because, you know, that's one data point that we had on the last run. Let's get another data point here. Let's do our due diligence. We'll experiment. We'll see if we're at an advantage or a disadvantage by going quickly, because that's kind of what I want to figure out here. And we'll see what kind of a run we can make happen. Last run was pretty good. I had a lot of fun on it. I will admit, I wish that we were maybe a bit stronger. Maybe, you know, having a couple of extra floors, getting some extra junk could have helped out. But, I don't know. We'll see. You always run the risk of taking a lot of damage the more floors that you do, of course, but maybe it's worth it. Maybe you're worth it. Also just took a lot of damage on the last run, a lot of dumb damage. I feel like as I'm becoming more aware that positioning is very important, just as target selection is very important in Gungeon, the more I'm aware of it, the more I'm overthinking it, I'm overcomplicating it, and I'm not just kind of going off of reflex and instinctual action. I'm trying to think about it too much. And by thinking about it, I get into these situations where I don't make a decision and I kind of just stand still. I go back and forth a couple of times, and then after a while I think, well, it's been too much time. I've gone back and forth too much here. I need to just hide and not get hit by a bullet. I need to just be more instinctual about it. Just position myself where I think I need to be without thinking about it. I think that's the key. I think that is the key. Salesman, please. Let me buy an A key off of you, please. Yeah, I'm hoping that maybe I'll just get a little bit better as we go, and we'll see what happens on this run. Okay, Bookman has to go, because if Bookman does a big circular attack, he might hit the water barrel, and then I'll have to use Chillin on the fireplace. What does it matter? We're not going down to the oubliette. Well, I guess you're right. Let's ignore that. I don't want to go down to the oubliette. I want to skip it and see what happens on the run. I do think that skipping the oubliette didn't have that much of a negative consequence on the last run. I think that picking up Lament Configurum and then taking a lot of damage had a lot to do on the last run, you know? We ended up getting AK-47, Chillin Key, and Gun Soul off of the Lament Configurum on the last floor, which, well, not on the last floor, on the last run. I'm recording this immediately after the last run, so I think it was the last floor. But we had, just like not super amazing high-powered weaponry. We got Zilla Shotgun, AK-47, Chillin Key, and Gun Soul out of Lament Configurum. And we may have had a couple of more things that I'm forgetting, but like, it was just not worth it. It ended up not being worth it at all. Now yes, the higher prevalence of jammed enemies meant that with the loot bag, we ended up getting a lot of additional cash out of it, but it was still just not worth it in the long run. I think you know what? Goodbye. Let's not guarantee the gun drop either. Let's pick up the key immediately. We'll open chests. We'll see what we get. And I want to do things differently on this run. I'm freaking, this is opposite George. I want to tuna on rye with a cup of tea, or whatever he orders in that episode of Seinfeld where George is opposite George, and he does everything differently and his life changes And Jerry, just nothing changes because he's the man in the middle. I want to do everything in the opposite order that I would normally do it in. I don't care what it is. That's what this run is gonna be. Mine cutter for 65. We might be able to afford it. I will admit picking up the bow is extremely disappointing. Yes, we can get some piercing out of it, but is that worth it? Probably not. I do enjoy the speed upgrade. I don't normally have a speed upgrade this early in the run. That's just, it's not good. You're taking a minute to snap your fingers so I can walk around you. There we go. The bow is just, it's so bad. It's okay if you have no other charge weapons that you want to use when you walk into a room for the first time. Because you can walk into a room, you can pop the bow, kill one unjammed bulletkin on the first couple of floors with it, and then switch to something that's a little bit better. That's what you can do with the bow. It's just so not good. I will admit, I'm really happy about the speed upgrade. It's making the Trigger Twin fight significantly easier. I have enough speed to dodge everything that he fires, including this attack even. That was simple. And you know what? We got another key. Let's open the frickin' chest. Let's do it. Ended up not needing to use a blank, which is good. Not a mimic. We get the med kit. We can sell this. So I tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna pick up the med kit, quickly teleport to the shop, drop it, teleport back. The rat's gonna take a second to get to the med kit, so we have time. We're gonna drop the med kit. Nope, we're gonna drop the med kit. Good, he bought it. And because we've dropped the med kit and sold it, we can buy the mine cutter. And you know what? I'm gonna make the decision to purchase it, because normally I wouldn't do that. So let's continue this opposite George strategy. We're gonna do everything differently than we would normally do it on a run, and we're gonna see what frickin' happens, okay? No guaranteed gun drops from any boss. We're going to open chests before we fight bosses. We're gonna use blanks to go into the secret room instead of trying to get the flawless. Although with the speed upgrade, I think any run is like immediately 50% better when you have a speed upgrade, so again, I think this would be something that we would need more data points on to really have a good, solid understanding of how this affects the overall chances of winning, but I mean, so far it's working out, isn't it? We picked up a speed upgrade and it made the run 25% better. Does that counteract the, dude, lovely. Does that counteract the, you know, penalty that we get on the run just because we didn't get the oubliette access? I don't know, maybe. We have no junk. Oh my god. I mean, I think here, straight up, oh my god, there's another enemy up there. Get out of here, buddy. What happens when you hit that? Okay. But yeah, let's see what happens. See what happens. It's a good run so far, gotta admit. Again, speed upgrade, can't complain. Yes, I was just using Mine Cutter, but I'm gonna keep using Mine Cutter. I'm not gonna keep using the Betrayer's Shield all that much. But the Mine Cutter was 31 shots down. It's probably more valuable to pick it up for that. Whatever. You know what? Opposite George. What would George do? George would take it for whatever gun needs. Okay, I mean, that was just bad timing on my dodge roll. It's always annoying when you have to make those dodge rolls quickly. I always get a little bit confused in my fingers, I think. Because instead of having your hands on WASD, in order to make the dodge roll, you've got to make sure you're pressing down and then your table flip button, which for me is both Q and E, so that I can table flip in two different directions. regardless of whether I'm going up, down, left, or right. And I think I just kind of forgot that for a second. And I'm like, oh no, I gotta press Q to dodge roll and it's gonna be confusing. No, just S and E. I'm not effectively using my dodge rolls, I think. You know, opposite George. Opposite George uses the bow when he gets it. We're gonna opposite George ourselves. We're gonna see if the bow is actually good. I think it's okay because a lot of times you are kind of doing hit and run tactics, but it is just kind of not super amazing damage. And you know, on my secondary, I would use the mine cutter. Maybe on my secondary, I'll use the betrayer. Not the betrayer. The should actually like land my shots. What is it called? The betrayer's shield. So I guess it is called the betrayer. You get the piercing out of the bow, which is nice. So we are doing a little bit of AOE damage to these guys. But you know what? Opposite George. I wouldn't normally use electricity on a standard couple of jam bulletkins, but you know what? Let's do it. I will be happy when this gun is out of ammo. George would switch to his robot's right hand to kill these guys. Opposite George doesn't. George would still kill these guys using robot's right hand. Opposite George is gonna kill him by rolling into him. These guys suck. Oh my god, come on. We were still doing okay damage. I think we are getting, you know, damage from the Pierce. They will die eventually, I swear. My god, that used like 30, 40 ammo. Maybe not that much. Is there another enemy in this room? No. What would George do? George would use robot's right hand. So opposite George will not use robot's right hand. Opposite George will use the freaking bow here. You know what? Opposite George will use the coolant to help kill this guy faster. Maybe I should use the bow more. One hit killing not jam bulletkins this early is, you know, not bad. What was that, like a 4 shot on that guy? Maybe 3 shots? I don't know. Ring around the rosy, come on, yellow mage. Yellow red mage. Wish there was still like some identifying feature on the mages, some color that would make it easier to know that they are gonna be a red mage, because it is very hard to see when they are jammed. It'd be impossible to see when they are jammed. We're gonna buy Gun Knight Gauntlets and we're gonna buy a key. We're gonna open the red chest immediately because it's good. We get the Snake Maker, which is okay. And honestly, should use a key to get into that room. And we should do it before we fight the boss, because George would wait in case it's a Mat Man or something that gives me a cursed weapon. Opposite George, he's gonna open it immediately. You know what? Let's do it immediately. What do you got? I will do your mapping. You will give me an item. It's gonna be good. And we're gonna have fun on the run. We're gonna go all the way to Washington. I'll admit, I have no idea what that's from. Is that Mr. Smith Goes to Washington? It's been a long time since I've seen that. Come on, Bo. Maybe early game the bow can be useful, but maybe it's kind of outliving its usefulness. Ooh, this is a gun launcher. Okay, map complete. Let's do it. What are you gonna give me? We get the napalm strike. I'll take it. It's actually not a bad item, and I think I would normally take it anyways. Okay, what would George and opposite George do here? Gun munch after the boss so that we could actually know what we're gonna get from the boss, and if it's not a good item, gun munch it, but I'm gonna do it before the boss because we're opposite George. So let's feed in the bow, and let's feed in... You know what? George would feed in the Betrayer's Shield. Opposite George is gonna feed in the Snake Maker. Why the Betrayer's Shield? Or the, whatever it's called. Because I don't really enjoy it, but Snake Maker is a high enough quality item that, you know, I think we'll run the gamble and see what we get out of it. It was A tier, and we actually got an A tier gun out of it, which is kind of ridiculous. I think we will use the Laser Lotus on the boss. It's gonna be the Ammoconda. Makes me think that I want to use the Mine Cutter, because the Mine Cutter is gonna be good at taking care of the, these things. You know what, just put it down. He'll locomote around into it. Can't see him, just fire wildly. Just wanted to make sure he died. You know what, just pop the blank, light him on fire. I don't know, maybe opposite George knows what he's doing. Chaos bullets, this is the good one. Opposite George is impulsive. He will blank whenever the hell he feels like it. We got a gun last time. Let's open the blue chest. We'll get a passive active out of it. Not a mimic. Immunity to poison. HP upgrade if we were not playing as a robot, but we do not get that, of course. I don't know, this run, it seems fine right now, but I think it seems fine because it's a good run. We have good guns. We've been getting a bit lucky on our payouts. But maybe it's really the spirit of opposite George who's helping us out, ensuring that this run can be a success. The slow shots are kind of annoying, but the faster shot speed on our shots is pretty nice. You know what? George would forget that there are traps that you can use to kill those guys instantly. Opposite George remembers. Opposite George will remember that. That wasn't a George versus opposite George issue. That was just, I was paying attention to the bullets, and I thought that I would be able to kill that guy, but I didn't, obviously. Some of our shots have piercing, some of the shots will have charming. Really, the effects are pretty damn random, so I think with Chaos Bullets, if you get a shot that does freezing, it instantly freezes the target because you're unlikely to get additional freezing shots, so they just make it instantly freeze your target every bullet, which is nice. This is not good. Was it the rotating bullet arms that hit me, or was it that guy screeching that hit me? I actually don't know. That's something that I've been interested in, and this is, I guess, a opportunity to figure out what the hell actually happened there. Should have probably just pushed through him, or maybe just popped the Betrayer's Shield. It's an awkward place to stand in. You know what? Opposite George picks up keys as soon as they drop. What is it, the oh my god, there's I don't know if this is a riff tracks, it probably is a riff tracks riff at some point, but it's like you know, it's basically propaganda from United States from like the 60s when they're like, this kid is a true American. He cleans up and at the park when he sees someone littering. He donates his time at the local senior center. And then it's like Tommy here is a good citizen. Billy here, he's a bad citizen. Tommy donates his time at the local youth center. Billy stays home and plays video games. You don't want to be a nasty Billy, do you? You want to be a good boy Tommy. It's just like the weird propaganda. It's like, you don't want to be a George. You want to be an opposite George. You want to do things differently and survive in Gungeon. That's what I feel like. I feel like I'm opposite George in one of those. Kind of. You don't want to be a bastard Billy. You want to be a good boy George. Good boy opposite George. Good old OG. What the hell? What the hell? George would forget about the shop and going to it immediately. Opposite George always goes to the shop as soon as he can. Is it just a blob? Opposite George uses his napalm strike to kill one enemy immediately on the spawn wave. On the spawning of the wave, yeah. Oh my god. Maybe I should have saved it. Use robot's right hand. That's a bit of a George maneuver, but that guy's not going anywhere. Starting on floor 3, George would explore all the chests first because you don't really need the guaranteed gun drops at that point in the game, and I think I'm gonna do the same thing. Not because it's a George maneuver, but because I think it is the best maneuver for us. We don't need to really worry so much right now about... What is that sound? I didn't realize there was an enemy up there. We don't need to worry so much about guns, I think. As long as we are not super cursed, we should be fine with what we've got right now. Gotta remember, I am immune to poison. Take advantage of that whenever necessary. George would use robot's right hand. Opposite George uses his better weapon sometimes to clear out rooms or to simplify the process. I mean, I guess George does that too. Damn it, George. You gotta love the Molotov though, or the napalm strike. Does help out in the damage department. We just picked up laser lotus ammo, so why not pick up the ammo for what we've got. Were there extra keys in the shop? There is, so let's open this immediately. We get the moustache, which is terrible. We get a shop that is locked. You know what? George would fully explore the floor before going to the shop. Opposite George goes to the shop and probably doesn't have enough money to buy anything really cool, but opposite George is who's playing right now. So let's go. I mean, George would say that everything here is terrible. Opposite George might take Casey. Are we that opposite George? I don't think we're that opposite George. It would summon LJ. You know what? We are opposite George. We have to pick up Casey because we're opposite George. Let's do it. It'll be my new robot's right hand. Let's go. Let's do it. Let's freaking go. Let's do it after the boss fight though, because we're right here. We can fight the boss immediately. I don't know how Opposite George handles Mind Flare, so I'm just gonna do it the old-fashioned way. At least you burn. You burn. You burn pretty good. Also, wow, that worked really well. That was exquisite. We just stayed put. Betrayer's shield against the Mind Flare. It's so good, I never even considered it. Opposite George, maybe you understand the game better than I do. Okay, Opposite George wins. Even just firing one bullet out of it. Just firing one bullet to kill or to avoid taking damage from those guys was so nice. So nice. I'm gonna buy Casey. It's gonna summon LJ, but then I can come over here and buy a couple of blanks. And normally, I would wait, because that's what George would do. But Opposite George buys immediately. He's very impulsive like that. So we've got Casey now. I did a Casey only run recently, and I played as the Bullet, so I would hopefully not take contact damage. I mean, yes. Oh, out of ammo. That worked. That was okay. Got a shotgun. Shotgun Casey? Shotgun Casey, let's go. 2 brown tier guns. We're gonna room clear frickin' everything. I don't like that he got in the minecart, which caused me to miss. Can also shoot their bullets back, but against simple enemies, I should probably just knock them around. You know what? We don't have to always use Casey. Should do that though. No, fake table. Fake safe table. I did not see that there was a veteran over there. If I realized that, I would not have come over there. That was a very dumb way of taking damage. But that was me taking damage. That wasn't Casey. Casey's innocent. For the time being. I have no idea where the secret room is. Let's just go to the exit blank and leave. We got Casey. We got the shotgun. You know what I should do? We don't have the money to buy ammo. I spent it on a armor. I should have bought ammo. Cause we could have used the ammo. I'm just gonna move down here and blank. Laser Lotus is our boss killer right now. I want it filled, if at all possible. But that was a great Mind Flayer fight. Good floor. We're cursed now. You gotta be very careful about killing enemies. Excuse me? Because if we don't get a kill on an enemy and they're jammed, we're gonna be in a rough spot, possibly. But I don't know, maybe Casey is gonna be exactly what we want. Just what we needed. We will occasionally get some extra, oh, what? We'll occasionally get some extra effectiveness out of using Casey because of chaos bullets. Oh my god! You piece of garbage. Kill death. You could at least try to shoot death. All right. I really wish that we could knock the bullets from fake death into like another enemy or something. Just having to avoid them is kind of not the best, I will admit. Thank God for the speed upgrade. I'm just running around in a circle like a chicken with my head cut off. That's a disgusting phrase, like a chicken with my head cut off. I figured I could get the double kill if I tried. Oof. You know what? You don't have to always use the KC. Oh, you were so quick! You jerk! Come on. Get off of the broken ice. I don't think that actually did anything. I missed. I hit him. Oh, he's still not dead. He was almost dead. Get Casey. Does this make it so that whenever I swing the bat, I don't move? No, I still move forward. But we do have an extra shot coming out of our back, which does help a little bit because we do have bouncy bullets sometimes with the chaos bullets, but it would be very, very nice to have chaos bullets right now, like proper, not chaos bullets, bouncy bullets, proper bouncy bullets. We gotta like kill these guys a little bit faster than we are, please. Okay, scary. Ah, keep looking. He's gotta go. He's gone. It did take damage. It wasn't really because of the key bulletkins, it's because of this freaking room. The jam guy in the center is a big old pain in the asshole. Until I can kill the mage anyways, this is gonna be a very annoying room. There we go. I don't know if that actually like helped at all, but I did it. I guess with our speed, we can do it. We are cursed, so we can absolutely go into the super special secret shop. We have no method of creating goop, so we cannot get a free item out of the shop. But as a result of there being a super special secret mega shop, I think what I'm gonna do is wait to enter it until after I fight the boss, because if I can get something that fires goop, then we can actually get a free S tier item out of it. That seems very nice. Excuse me. George wouldn't be using Casey this much. Opposite George loves Casey. I can not love Casey. Oh, thank you. This is a really annoying enemy to fight. I don't want to use all of my ammo on him, but I guess I should have. It would have saved me one hit. There's no reason to take that damage. be less afraid to just spend ammo. George would micromanage his ammo and be afraid to use something that's not his starter weapon. George, or opposite George, doesn't give a crap. He will use his ammo appropriately if the situation warrants it. Are you a Jerry? We're not a Jerry. We do what we must. Ended up being a really good place for the fire. Come on. Opposite George will use Casey on a lone enemy, I think. Maybe not, I don't know. To each George their own. Yeah. There's a fake death here. Can also use it, I guess, to block bullets ever so delicately. Not a mimic, we'll open it. Proton backpack is all right. Really looking forward to seeing what's in the black market, but I want to try to find some way of creating creep. Not creating creep. I need to find plunger or the water gun, essentially, because if I can find one of those, I should be able to get a free item out of the. Dude, that was actually really good. Should be able to get a free item out of the black market, but I might just go to the black market immediately. Who knows if we're gonna find Table Tech Blank Gold Amulet? Who knows if we're gonna find something that is just really freaking good? And we probably will. Because it's a high quality shop and the items are cheap. Should also do the game, Winchester's game, but I wanna see, oh, what the hell? I want to see if I can, weird bouncing. I want to see if I can, I don't know, maybe get flight. Black market first. You're charmed! If I had freezing shots on the bat and every swing froze an enemy, that'd make it much better. Get an ammo drop. Ammo drop is gonna go to probably the mine cutter. We are going to, I mean, what I should do is I should pull LJ and go to the shop. George, opposite George, excuse me, always goes to the shop. So we're gonna go to the shop. Da 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 da. No, it's done. Da 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 da. There we go. And we're not gonna buy anything from the shop yet. And you know what? Let's just go to the black market. I do not think we're gonna be able to get a coolant creator, so you know that didn't work. Don't think this will work. Let's just go. Let's wait for the fire to run out, though. I don't want to accidentally hurt myself, which would possibly happen. That's very close to the shop. I do not want him to destroy the shop. We got to be very careful about this. Oh, okay. There's actually 2 Winchester's games. I forgot about that. How the fuck? Well, we gotta do one of them. But we don't have to do one of them, I guess. Freaking LJ, get out of here. I gotta buy stuff. Okay, let's lure him away as far as we can. I wanna buy stuff before we fight the boss. I did see a reload stone. Reload stone could work very well with the laser lotus, I'm guessing. Shouldn't say I guess, but it would work pretty well with the Laser Lotus. Cursed bullets. You buy cursed bullets. You buy cursed bullets. So now we have additional curse, but we have double damage, which is gonna make the bat better. It's gonna make Casey better. And then you think, Mimic Toothed Necklace plus the Ring of Mimic Friendship would mean we would only get 2 mimics on the next floor and then we could open them. That doesn't seem that good. That seems really good. The plush, immunity. We gotta play 2 Winchester's games. The Reload Stone though is so good. I could rock like full Laser Lotus potentially. And with double damage, that actually seems like a really good idea. So I think that's what I'm gonna end up doing. Let's go play Winchester's game, his first game. Hilariously, I think we would be able to get a free item out of the, okay. I think we would be able to get a free item out of the door to the black market if I had gone into the black market, because there were weapons that would activate that synergy for us. So I got a lucky hit, but I'm noticing, or I noticed that we're gonna have a bit of a problem, which is that we're shooting out of our back, and our shots kind of have random effects applied to them. I don't know if that's gonna matter all too much, but it might. Just take a shot. Like, and also the bullet there, oh, the bullet was bigger, so it hit in a place where I wasn't expecting it. Okay. Also, if you shoot out of your back, you miss if the backup gunshot hits the wall first. Okay, okay. I'm learning. This is it's a very awkward situation for Winchester's game because we have chaos bullets which are applying random bullet effects, and we're shooting out of our back with backup gun. So if your 4th shot has backup gun, the game will end if your back shot dissipates first. Okay, I can understand that. I want this. I'm just gonna say it. I want the Reload Stone. Laser Lotus Casey seems so good. There's another Winchester's game that we should end up doing. Honestly, I don't think we need anything else. This would be very good with Reload Stone, but I think Laser Lotus is acceptable enough. How much is it? 54. There's a Gun Muncher, we can't afford it. But I want to do the next game. Play 19. Try to do this quickly. We got 2. Oh, we got the Gunzang! It is so good! It's not that good with the Reload Stone, but it's an amazing weapon. I love this item. Oh, you know what? It's Gun Munch. Let's buy the blank. Pull LJ away. What are we gonna Gun Munch? We are gonna Gun Munch the Proton Backpack. No! Let's fight the boss first. I wanna see what we get. We are gonna use Gunzing, I think. Now, if only we had bouncing bullets, so shots out of our back would bounce and then hit an enemy in front of us. That would be so useful. But I think we use Laser Lotus. Laser Lotus, double damage, Reload Stone. Can't go wrong. It is the Wallmonger too. We might get occasional slowing effects out of our bullets, which I'm kind of hoping for. Haven't really seen any happen. Just get a lot of ammo back. Not full ammo, but a respectable amount. Ended up using 42 shots out of the Laser Lotus. I kill this guy. We get the Void Shotgun. Void Shotgun! We should gun munch, because I'm not going to be using this, I think. And I'm not going to be gun munching Gunsang. I think I will gun munch the... I'll gun munch... No, let's keep the Betrayer Shield. George would gun munch Betrayer Shield. Opposite George isn't going to do that. Opposite George is going to gun munch the Proton Backpack. George would keep it because it's a beam weapon, but opposite George doesn't give a shit. No, that's good. And that's good too, for freezing. We don't need freezing. Let's gun munch the Cold 45. Oh, the freezing is so good. No, we're gonna gun munch the Proton Backpack. Freezing is too OP. We don't really need the Proton Backpack. We don't need a beam weapon because against the dragon we have Gunsang to destroy a lot of the tiny bullets that come out of the dragon's face. So we should be good here. What are we gonna use? We're gonna use, honestly, Laser Lotus Casey. Use Casey, get the Reload Stone powered up, pop the Laser Lotus, get back up to full ammo with the Laser Lotus, rinse and repeat. That's what I think we do here. We have double damage Casey, so we will be able to kill jammed enemies in one hit sometimes, I think. Maybe not all the time. Right. Yeah. Unfortunately, he didn't die. Unfortunately, he didn't die in one shot, but he got pretty close, I think. Jesus. I will admit the damage is really nice, it seems. Leave the shop before you change weapons, because if you change weapons, right now it would actually break the shop. You do not want that. Maybe the trick is that I should be purposefully hitting enemies I can kill into enemies I can't kill, you know? Like that. Except in the opposite order, if I, like that, you know? Maybe we do so much damage with our shot. Just want to get back up to full capacity. Oh, never mind. Maybe I do so much damage with a full shot that isn't enough damage to kill an enemy, but hitting an enemy into an enemy would. I don't know. It is really nice when it ends up working. George would stay in the middle of the platform. Opposite George dodge rolls to the side for little to no reason. Okay, you guys have a ton of HP. Almost got hit again. That was an annoying room. Let's not do that again, shall we? Not a mimic. Open. Amulet synergy. Nice. Well, not really an amulet synergy, just an amulet. And an amulet is pretty good. I will do this. Because it's a brown chest, and the brown chest is going to give me junk. I think, even though that's a George maneuver, I think an opposite George would do that too. Because you want the junk. We don't want an active item. We don't want a gun. A passive brown could be okay, but we don't really need it. And if half of the idea here is that we end up using the Laser Lotus with Reload Stone, we should actually switch to the Laser Lotus. And as soon as we can, pop the Reload Stone, get back up to full capacity. Never mind. We're gonna fight the boss. No, we're not. We're gonna keep exploring. We want chests. Again, that is a George and anti-George, not anti-George, opposite George maneuver. It's not like that's one or the other. I guess we get the double damage when we hit a bullet back. Oh, dude, that is very nice. You know what? You just die. We get back up to full capacity. Not full capacity, but we got a lot of ammo back on the laser lotus. Opposite George runs as fast as he can through the room. Don't destroy the shopkeep. I might want to buy something from her. I forget what she has, but if it was anything good, we might want it. Who's left? Just one of you. I missed my shot. You know what? That was very dangerous. I would not recommend doing that. We turned him into a chicken, and he died anyways. You know, maybe what's happening sometimes when I get a one-hit kill on an enemy is that I'm hitting his bullet back and hitting him at the same time. That could be it. We get the actual blasphemy, okay. Acceptable, I think. Good item, good gun, it's okay. Not the best on the robot, but you get what you can, and right now what we can get is that. This is a good opportunity, I think, for this. Actually, just like make ammo back whenever we need to pop that. That seems like a good strategy. Just pop it whenever you need to, and use the laser lotus to get, or use the reload stone to get back to full ammo capacity when you pop it. Regardless, this run is going okay. It's going a lot better than our last run. And not just because we have, you know, a 2x damage bonus. I think just getting the speed upgrade early and not having to worry about Lament Configurum is a big part of this run actually doing like half decently. So I think we want ghost bullets, I think we want hot lead. Doesn't leave us with enough money to do anything else, but that's okay. And I don't even think I'm gonna worry about gun munching. We could gun munch, but I don't want to go through the trap room again, and we don't really need to gun munch. Our weapons are fine. This is absolutely going to be a Laser Lotus Gunzang. Gunzang is good because the target's so big. Laser Lotus for dealing with the SMGs that spawn, and also whenever we get a reload stone, I'm going to switch over to the Laser Lotus because it gets more efficiency out of the reload stone. This will be fine. This should be fine. And we have 5 blanks. Let's not forget to use them. Doing a ton of damage. Whoops. Didn't think I was gonna get hit there, but I guess I was, it's hard to see because I was standing so close. No, because the camera is so far away. Not I was standing so close. What, that doesn't make any sense. Because the camera is so like pulled back, it was kind of hard to see, I think. That's a poor excuse for taking damage when we are in such a good position right here. I'm just gonna pop the laser lotus. You know, who cares? Use Gunzang for the hearts, I think. We have a speed upgrade. We should be able to do these dodges. The biggest problem, of course, is LJ at the same time. But I've got blanks. Double damage does let us get a 1-turn kill on the dragon's heart, which is nice. And we're just We're done. Let's go. No, we want Laser Lotus and Casey. We're gonna open up with Laser Lotus because the reload stone is ready to go. But I don't know. It's a good run. Double damage I think is gonna make Casey so much better. When you have the damage upgrades and you're on a curse mode run, I think you can use Casey, but not being able to one-hit kill a lot of jammed enemies without having high damage just is poor. Takes too long to kill them. They are too dangerous to let live. Oh, this is perfect. This is made for this. It's using a lot of ammo, but we can do that. We can use ammo. Now, only sometimes will we be able to actually like recover ammo because we have to wait for the reload stone to get charged and wait for a room that's gonna give us enough ammo back, but doesn't happen as infrequently maybe as you would think. The double damage is so good. This is what we wanted. A little ammo back. We are gonna have to switch back to the Casey here in a little bit here. Here. That's acceptable. Maybe not for this room, it's not acceptable. In this room, I think we're just gonna use something like, you know, Earthworm Gym Gun. Damage output is actually pretty good in this. George would not use Casey. Opposite George loves Casey. Opposite George doesn't get himself into a position where enemies can't hurt him. Did that do a lot of damage to that blob? I hope it did. Oh, he bounced around a lot. Opposite George wouldn't bum rush a veteran with a baseball bat. No, the Laser Lotus. Oh, I wasted it. Actually didn't. Full ammo. That's pretty good. And this thing naturally pierces, I believe, so we have already got another charge. Oh, he's frozen. That was not good. A little bit my bad though, but that's okay. Gotta kill Skullman. I think George would focus on the enemies. Opposite George focuses on Skullman. That was also kind of a bit of a waste on the, oh, good. Bit of a waste on ye old reload stone, but doesn't matter too much. Excuse me. Need you to stop doing that, please. I do like that we kill enemies in one hit when they're not jammed. That's pretty cool. That's pretty sweet. Is this gonna loop back? Yeah, I should not have even gone in that room. Was not paying attention, but at least I recognized it, that I was wrong. Yes! Get out of here. I saw the chicken. I knew he wasn't jammed. I knew it was safe. I don't want another Curse of the Jammed Chicken on my my hands. I mean, even if I'm not getting a ton of ammo back, it is still nice having invincibility whenever I pop that. Oh, and there we go. We are still getting some ammo drops. And the Laser Lotus is perfectly fine. I think in some situations with some enemies, you just kill them. And this is one of those situations. Don't worry about using the bat to frickin' kill them. Murder them. Excuse me. Oh, it's good. It's good when it works. It has a small hitbox too, the bat. You gotta actually hit your target. Say it like it's a bad thing. You gotta actually do the bare minimum. Okay, well. Die, 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 die. Die, die, die. Yeah, this is nice. Just run. Do not want to have to deal with those bullets that are coming. I know they're coming. Jesus. This is so dumb and dangerous. It's working though. So if it works, is it really dumb and dangerous? If it's stupid and it works, is it stupid? Maybe. But it's working. We've taken very little damage. We have a ton of HP. This run is so much better than the last one. That was a lucky shot. Accidentally knocked one enemy into another enemy, killing him. Should have just let you kill him. You were gonna kill your friend. You jerk. Big old jerk. Having backup gun on a weapon like this is so nice for some situations like that. Just being able to kind of stand still, shoot out of my back to kill the enemies that are spawning in the opposite corner. It's good. It's real good. It's real good. Interesting, when there's only mages left, even if there's 2 mages, they'll stop summoning. Okay, with the speed upgrade, I think Casey is really good. I have no idea how I did not take damage there, but I appreciate the game for avoiding making me take some extra damage. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. When you get the bounces with Casey, it's so good. Okay, lure you away while I figure out what the hell I'm gonna use for the boss. Gunzang Laser Lotus, I imagine. Now, using the Betrayer Shield could be good. Maybe even initially, just to kind of pop it. Pop it, put down a protective shield that will block bullets, especially when the Lich is doing its spinning circles. And then we go. Do something like this. I think against a lot of enemies, I'm gonna pop Gunzang. Worked out quite well. Also, you know, the backup shots from Gunzang. Every little bit helps. That was the wrong dodge. I meant to dodge right, instead I dodged down right. Get away from me. Run. Gotta be careful with the teleport, because I think you can screw up the game if you teleport while the hand is coming up to grab you. So you've either got to teleport immediately as soon as the fight is done, or not at all. Just waiting, oh, lovely. Just waiting on the invincibility from Reload Stone. And then I'm waiting for an attack that needs to be blocked. Like this one. Oh. Still have 3 blanks. I should have been blanking in the situations when I've been getting hit while dodging, like against the attack where the Lich second phase opens up his arms and he spews bullets at you. Maybe even that. Maybe even this. You know what? This is what we do about that. I don't know why I felt like that was necessary. I'm still glad I did it. There we go. Opposite George wins. Black market was really nice. Picking up, you know, we didn't pick up too much. We picked up only double damage and Reload Stone, which let me use the Laser Lotus for... It let me use the Laser Lotus for room clearing when I'm not using Casey, which was actually kind of ammo efficient. You use the Casey, you get a kill on a standard enemy or a jammed enemy. And if there's too much stuff to worry about, if the enemy is kind of difficult to get close to, use the Laser Lotus, use the Reload Stone, get full ammo for it, and then just rinse and repeat. That was a good run, and that was a good fight. Yeah, so I mean, I don't know, that's a second data point. The first run, yesterday, when we skipped the Oubliette and the Abbey, we ended up picking up Lament Configurum, and we didn't get a lot out of being cursed. This run, we got a lot out of being cursed. We picked up double damage, but even before we picked up the double damage, Casey was actually working out quite well. It was a little bit annoying for certain jammed enemies. You would hit them and they wouldn't die, and then you would have to either switch to another weapon or just back off, use another Casey shot. But because we had a speed upgrade, I think Casey was perfectly usable here. Maybe that's going to be the rule of thumb going forwards. Excuse me. When you get a speed upgrade, you can take Casey, and it'll work. Especially if you have a lot of extra damage. I mean, we only had 1 junk, but if you take a speed upgrade, you can take Casey. Maybe that's the rule of thumb. Maybe that's going to be what ends up making me take Casey more often in the future, because I really should. It is a good gun, and every gun in the game seems to have a use out of the unfinished gun, or, you know, even the Clob, you know, with the Cock of Battle, it is okay. Like, unfinished gun doesn't have a use, really. But a lot of guns in the game have uses if you can think of a good use for them. And this one was a good run of to kind of have a proof of concept of that. Anyways, fun run. Thank you very much for watching. Like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe for more, and hope to see you here again for the next run of Enter the Gungeon, hosted by Opposite George.